Welcome to Not Strong.
This is a podcast for men about real challenges and real growth.
Life can hit hard. What do you do when the things you've always relied upon quit working?
When the way you've always handled things just isn't enough.
When your physical, mental, and spiritual strength are put to the test?
Do you push through, hold on even tighter?
Or have you learned how to surrender? And what does that look like?
We're here to explore the human spirit with you and share what it takes to press forward through life's greatest challenges.
To tap into something bigger than ourselves and live a healthier, happier, more fulfilling life.
Join us on the Not Strong journey.
Welcome to Not Strong. My name's Curtis Loftus.
And I'm Tim Hamby.
So Not Strong, this is a podcast for men, specifically about the emotional, physical, and spiritual side of living out a positive, healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about issues that affect men, health, family, relationships, financial, all those things.
And we're going to get into some stories that are kind of fun for us because we've shared so many over the years, right?
Yes. We're both surfers. We both have a similar background professionally.
We are both in the marketing industry, live that out. The surfing part of our life is incredible. Thank God we have surfing.
Yeah, lots of stories and experiences that come out of that.
And it turns out that we both are Christian. We both have a really powerful understanding of where we draw the bigger strength from, correct?
Absolutely. That's a big part of my life.
It's going to be a big part of what we talk about through all of our discussion. It's going to be, perseverance. We can talk about that. We can talk about surrender, which sometimes freaks a dude out. Like, tell a guy to surrender everything and they'll look at you like you're crazy.
And that whole mindset about,
letting go, whatever you want to call it. It's an interesting thing to step into when you're a man, and so much of your life is built around control, management. How was your week?
My week's been interesting. Been pretty good. I actually went surfing for the first time in 15 months. Been waiting, for a while to get back out there just to see, is it like riding a bike?
Not really.
Yeah, not really. And then I'm still dealing with issues from, my chemotherapy treatment last year, which is neuropathy in my feet. A lot of times it feels like I'm on pins and needles.
Ooh, I bet.
So anyway, I went out there and the good news is that I got up on my first try and rode down the way and didn't fall. Because you can forget so quickly how lucky you are. Not lucky, how blessed. So I went out west to celebrate a couple of things, my birthday, my 30th wedding anniversary, and remission from cancer. So I had a lot to celebrate.
I saw pictures.
Flew into Vegas, went to Zion, Bryce, hit 6 different national parks, Canyonlands, Antelope Canyon, the Grand Canyon. It was something. Everybody's got it inside of them, and they just need to connect with it.
I think that's a great point.
And I got to talk to Curtis because I know that we're like-minded in a lot of ways, and probably navigating this journey in a lot of similar ways. And it was funny too because I wanted to share what I was going through. And I wasn't sure how to do that. I also, kind of wanted to keep it off of social and not let it become the focal point of my life.
You don't want it to be your identity, if it's not your full identity.
Yeah, I didn't want it to become my identity. And then they start praying, and they pray for each other. They pray for friends. These men it's the mix of ages is kind of wide. Most of them are older than me. I would say it probably ranges from 40 to 70 plus. Prayer and meditation every morning. I was praying at least once a day, if not twice a day. Got the whole church praying for me. I had so many people. I had so much prayer power. And that's another thing I want people to know, that the power of prayer is real. And and my goal is to get back to where I once was, but I'm been told that that's not going to happen.
In your head, you're probably still there. You watch.
Yeah, exactly. And
that's my problem too. You watch.
But at the same time, I still am driven to go on runs and to do these things and
Surf.
do it to the best of my ability.
Yeah, surf,
you know?
which we're going to be doing.
I'm the same way, and I've had friends that were passionate about it. Some of my best buddies, surfing buddies, when I was young, and some of them have fallen off. Through different reasons. Work, physical conditions, things like that. But I was just one of those. I knew I was never going to quit. Yeah,
man, isn't it special? When
it
when
is.
you
Yeah,
catch a wave and ride for a while.
I remember, on that first day when I was learning, we got there early. Went straight from the bus stop to go surf, and it was a good swell. And later that day, all these other people started showing up at the beach. So I just learned how, and the waves were good. It was good swell, and I now I'm, okay, figured out how to ride a wave, not good.
But you have the stink
anything.
bug stance, don't you?
What's that?
Stink bug. You're riding stink bug.
I'm sure. Yeah, I probably still have a little bit of that. I mean, you'd be going around those mountain curves and these giant trucks are, coming. I mean, it's just kind of crazy. But yeah, I mean, that was a fun place. And I always used to try.
What's your best wave there?
The best wave? I think probably Playa Negra.
Okay.
Big tubing, powerful wave. I mean, it's really fun. It is one of my favorite holidays, and I don't really consider it a celebration of myself or of dads. I kind of look at it in reverse. Just the gratitude that I have to be a father, and it's something I celebrate my kids. I celebrate my daughters. A stewardship mentality. I love the thought that you don't own them. You're here to help guide them, to be a guide, and to help them navigate, to help them face challenges, overcome fears, to believe in themselves. It's just natural to us, and so we're not huge, like big group people.
Sure.
And we're very focused on each other and one another, on our family unit.
Yeah.
And so, this was other men and many other daughters. And I love the concept and encouraging the father-daughter relationship in this way. And the guys are getting to go camping and the girls are getting to have fun. But it's, the group setting, I guess, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Just isn't our thing as much as we'll take our family and go on a trip or whatever.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. That just makes perfect sense. Yeah. Come on.
Let me see. What would you say that is your? I'm asking the questions. I do. I do have some stats on the topic, and I love the choice that many men feel in many different situations about pushing through pain or knowing when to rest. It's really about those two decisions. When do you keep going, and when do you pause? Middle-aged men who self-identify as overcommitted are 2.5 times more likely to experience depressive symptoms than those who maintain work-life boundaries, and that's an important thing to me. So I'll look for that. This is an opportunity.
Yeah.
This is an opportunity to allow myself to trust God, to really trust someone else besides myself.
Yeah.
And so it is. It's an opportunity
for us.
And it's the big thing about it is it's unmerited. We don't deserve it. We didn't do anything.
Right.
You can't earn it. You can't work for it.
Right.
It's just, it's freely given
It's mind blowing.
us.
It's mind blowing.
Yeah, it's got to be grateful for that. Free gift, free stuff.
Well put. I got one for you, by the way.
Okay.
How about empathy?
Yeah,
I'm grateful to.
So powerful. To me, it's what makes good marketers. Is having a strong sense of empathy. She was, where it was coming from was she was feeling sorry for Bethany. She, and she had a sense of empathy that she was showing for her, and putting herself in her place and trying to process And anyway, I wrote an article about that.
It's interesting. Yeah.
It's just such an important quality in both my children. Things, and the better you get at things, you develop gut instincts. I think that's one thing that we know from marketing. And obviously, in our careers and stuff, you rely on a lot of data. But as a marketer, after you've done it for years and years, you're also pretty instinctive with it as well. And it comes from experience.
So you're just busy. Your mind's busy all day.
That's right. Yeah. and so if you were going to God with all those decisions, it would get tricky.
Yeah, he'd be way too busy for all of us 7 billion humans.
And and Gretchen told me, my wife told me, kind of from the get-go, she suggested that I pray about it, but I felt in my gut that, she was telling me we need to close, we need to stop, preserve our money, this isn't going to work. And, my intuitive, instinctual, self was saying, no, this is going to turn. This is just a downturn.
The essence of Tim is now wildly different because of these experiences. Now you get to carry that. Mm-hmm. And that's why, God continues to ask us and nudge us towards these places that are not necessarily comfortable, into these environments where we're just like, okay, no, that's not me. But deeper down, that's the love of God. Mm-hmm. And you're and you're changed by it. And you're changed by it.
And there's a plan, and it's connected, and it works together. And the people around you are impacted by it, and you're impacted by it. Start slapping the water, and then sure enough, a wave comes in that's just absolutely perfect, and he rides it perfect, of course, and he wins the heat. And I've watched it.
Our favorite, all of our surf buds are going to be doing this slapping the water thing now. They didn't. You just brought something to their attention they had no idea existed.
I'm sure I've probably tried it.
Have you tried it?
Yeah, I wear this bracelet, right?
But that's a remembrance bracelet, right? Of sorts.
Well, it's got scripture on the back of it, Matthew 19:26. With God, all things are possible. Now, I don't wear this on my wrist because I think that if I do, good things are going to happen to me. It's a literal reminder for me that with Him, all things are possible. So that if I'm in some situation that's dire, or I need encouragement, I've got something to go to. But I'm not wearing it for superstition. Just that. What's that?
I was going to do Duval.
Okay, go for it.
Can we do it together?
Sure. Yeah.
All right, we'll do a 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we'll do a 1, 2, 3 so we have some gusto to it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Duval.
We should have saved that for George Lincoln.
So
that's why that personal freedom and autonomy, it's getting closer, but yeah, it's still not quite there.
No.
To be content and to accept where you are and embrace it. And it doesn't mean that you can't have aspirations. And aspire for some of these things, but to accept. I'm pretty self-analytical or self-reflective, and I think I always have been. Doesn't mean I've understood myself perfectly. Mm-hmm. And there's outside perspectives that come in that people maybe identify things about you from that perspective that you couldn't see.
Well, you're saying something right there that's I was going to pull us that way eventually.
It's letting go of that mindset that you truly don't have anything to prove. Mm-hmm. Your value, which is in being a unique, created human individual with relationships, the way you affect other people around you. That part has never changed. It was with you when you were young, when you probably didn't realize it, and it's with you now when you may have trouble letting go of what you were. Curtis and I have a lot in common, both creative directors, both like to surf.
We got to get you surfing, by the way.
Yeah. Both have 2 daughters, both with names that begin with the letter K. I mean, it's just kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And then we learned that, my wife, Gretchen, and his wife, Margaret, their names are the same. They mean the same thing. They translate.
Yeah.
Margaret is Gretchen.
How about the
your
weddings?
wife,
Yeah.
How about the weddings? We got the 13th. You got the 13th of wedding anniversary.
married on the 13th.
On the 31st, so it's kind of
Oh, you flipped it.
yeah,
Good for you.
Yeah, a little palindrome. Yeah,
So stage 4 kidney failure, both. And and I'm just learning to lean on others and not, I can't fix everything myself.
Right.
With my own positive mindset and really relying on friends. Thank God for my wife and my church and all the prayers that came from everywhere. All kinds of people stepped up in every sort of way you can imagine. And so that learning and through Danny's, my friend Danny's experience here recently, again, seeing the importance of the relationships of the community around you. Yeah. Oh, hey, and just by the way, before we get roll into it,
You going to talk surf?
Hurricane Era.
I know. The storm that keeps on giving.
Yeah. There was waves out there this morning. It looked like, and I did good. And I made like probably 5 or 6 or 7 waves. I got pitched one time, pretty bad.
I did too.
But the wave, down there, they were, big waves. There was nothing smaller than head high. And I'd say, the waves I was dropping in, trying to catch the big ones. A couple feet overhead, and I'd drop in fine. I could get to my feet fine, and I'd go straight. I wasn't doing anything fancy. I can't surf like I used to before cancer. And in fact, I had so much fun that I said, I'm going to take the next step. This is a good first step. So I went down to Satellite to visit another friend on Saturday. And oh my gosh, it just breaks different down there. The waves are heavier.
More powerful.
Yeah, and the waves weren't any taller on Saturday than what they were, here at Guana on Thursday, but they're powerful. And there's current, and, you're on top of a reef. And it's, oh my gosh, I got my arse handed to me. And, the person, who I trace that back to is my old business partner, Ed Bondi. He was just such a good guy. And this is another example of people who are around me. I was fortunate to work with him for 15 years, and he was just such a good man. And he was very principled and very consistent in the way that he lived. And he talked about core values a lot, or what are the core values of our company, so I think that's important for someone to reflect on it. Just take time to reflect on those things that in your life, it's the way you treat people or whatever.
Agree.
Yeah, and if you can get those worked out, I always find that interesting. That whole. It's like a paradox, I guess you'd call it, but how God is both personal and relational. I mean, he creates us as unique individuals. No one else like you or no one else like me out of all the billions of people in the world. And it can, without having the hope of a Savior, it's, it'd be a rough existence. It is a rough existence for people who don't have that hope, a place where they can go and turn to, and put that pain, ask for help, for that pain and receive it. You may not, again, for people who need, I guess, more love in their life. You are loved. You are loved by Jesus. He loves you.
This you. I start going through all my friends that I would think that I've called and told them, and he's like, Joe, it's Vinny. Call your agent. We just traded for you.
Crazy.
We have a mini camp next weekend. We want you to be here.
Wow.
I was like, what in the world? So I went from being an undrafted
Yeah.
free agent to being traded for a 4th-round pick
Yeah.
to go to
That's a
Washington.
good feeling.
So I go to
But
Washington.
it's Washington.
Yeah, it's Washington. It's the Redskins. And, historic franchise.
Yeah.
Loved it. Went there. And again, that was the year where Washington was supposed to win the Super Bowl. There was the super team. Everybody, Bruce Smith, Deion Sanders, right? Jeff George, Brad Johnson,
Yeah, they
big
were
names.
heady time.
Irving Fryer. All these big names were in that locker room at the time. And so it was, for me, it was like, man, this is cool. And so, and as I hang up the phone with Vinny, call my agent, he's like, well, I haven't heard anything about it. Let me find out. So hang up with him, phone call rings again, and it's Steve Mariucci. Joe, we just traded you. Just want you down a free barbecue lunch. If you said to somebody, hey, let's go get some barbecue.
Did we promise him barbecue?
I think you should have. But man, you promise a guy a burger or some barbecue? Like, I don't think anybody's going to turn that down. And to see where God can take that and, to begin these conversations would be so good for so many men to be able to do. This is the story of the Jaguars. They get us going, right? They get us going as fans, right? And it's like, oh man, they're going to do awesome. They're going to be great. They're going to be awesome. And then all of a sudden, somewhere in the middle of the season, somebody gets hurt, something happens. It starts, and the snowball effect starts to happen, and then we're right back to where we were again.
That is our story.
And then
though.
about every 7 years, they put together that little run where they go deep in the playoffs. I don't think we're there yet. So, but yeah, I think I'm excited for this.
Why did you let him in on this conversation?
You can edit all this out. So.
Sweatshirt, a little bit warm.
Yeah, go
but
Jags. This is their year.
Go Jags. Yeah, so we're going to brag a little bit about
Big Monday night game coming up.
That's right. That's right. And not only that, but we've got a running back, Travis, that's probably close to the top.
Yeah.
ETN, he's probably close to
I
the top.
think he's like number 2 or something in the NFL. He's, right up there.
We have a defense that's like ball hawks.
Big time. Yeah, man, they're cooking.
Yeah, I saw a video of the Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
He is blocking like a
Yeah,
crazy man.
like a madman.
Like a
He's
crazy.
good.
He must have put the guy about 20 yards back.
Yeah.
Didn't let go.
Yeah, they're all doing
Yeah,
that.
I think our receiving core is all on point with blocks and blocking.
Yeah, blocking downfield and doing the extra, and
So much fun. Yeah, as a matter of fact, will you hit me up with some C.S. Lewis?
Yeah. So basically, his position was that science can't prove God, but it can't disprove God. So, he said that science, by its nature, it studies the natural world, things you can observe, measure, test. And God, if he exists, is outside of that. He's the creator of nature. So science isn't really equipped to confirm or deny the existence of God. And he had a really neat quote. He said, he wrote that asking science to disprove God is like asking geometry to prove poetry false.
Right. Yeah.
It's two separate things. And he pointed out that science reveals order, not meaning. He said that science can reveal how things work, but not why they exist or what they mean. So for him, meaning and purpose, morality, and the supernatural are outside the scope of empirical science. So he said that the core claims of Christianity, like the incarnation or resurrection, are historical and metaphysical claims, and they're not scientific hypotheses. They're just different. He said he believed that there was a lot of things he called signposts, clues within the universe that pointed to the existence of God, the intelligibility of nature, the moral law within humans, our sense of longing for something beyond the material world.
Just be a loving father and try to just have a conversation with my youngest daughter.
It ruins your day. It messes up the rest of the week.
And the Monday sucks. It's just awful. All right, so we'll pray. We'll do that. we'll pray, Tim, and then
Yeah,
we'll get into
please
a
pray.
really,
Pray
really
for the Jags.
Yeah, we'll get into this grace concept that isn't a concept, but it means a lot of different things.
In human form, we're never going to get there.
Right.
But because of His grace, we've been given mercy, and we don't need to be as good as Him. We can't be.
No, of course, yeah.
Due to grace, we don't have to be.
Right.
He does it for us.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we're living on His credit.
You and I imagining a 20-year-old
We've had a lot of time to reflect.
Well, not just that, but we know the 20-year-old Tim. I know the 20-year-old Curtis, and the 30-year-old, and the 40-year-old, and later you're now 50 and 60, and you're going, holy cow!
Yeah.
What a powerful thing!
Yeah.
That I get these opportunities to, be in that presence and be able to then reflect it.
Yeah.
It's just-
I look back now, and I can definitely see. I've been given so many opportunities just in life. I should be dead 3 times over.
At least.
With different things.
At least some of my stupidity, some of the things that for sure there's absolutely no reason that I'm not dead.
Yeah, I'm the same way, those are big things.
If you're willing to
not
say,
even
if you're
all the small stuff and
big,
all the things that you were talking about earlier that you get to enjoy in this life. So I've definitely been shown a lot of grace for sure.
Sorry, guys. We just there were 2 things. I knew we were going to clear this deck the chairs because you were asking some questions.
Yeah.
So appreciative we could share with the audience a little bit of that, and then Jaguars.
8-4.
Us not talking about them must have helped.
They're on top of the division.
I know. How did they sneak past the Colts?
Yeah.
3 weeks ago, you wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah. So you start as a child where you are dependent. You have no choice. As you get independence, you gain independence, you tend to pull away. And then as you age, you get older, you go through those periods, and then it's like your kids have to take care of you when you're older. You become dependent again in some ways.
Oh, absolutely.
And so that it's kind of a natural arc of being close and maybe pulling away, and then as you near the end of your life or in old age and stuff, you maybe go back to those ways of understanding that you need to be close to the one who's gonna take care of you forever.
Yes.
Money or of your time and effort and helping other people, and what are the motivations for that? And a lot of people, the motivation is, they're trying to please God, and God's already pleased with you. He loves you the way you are, and I think that So it's, I guess I think that the big message is that it's not something that is required of you for God's love, and it's not something that's going to get you higher up the totem pole the harder you work.
Sure.
The more you give. But it should be a natural outcome of faith. If you've got faith, and there's all kinds of scripture, and we'll go into a couple of these, that state that, and that faith will by its nature produce works, and God's very, very happy with that. It shows you're living out your faith versus just proclaiming it and understanding it, because a lot of people, they understand it, they understand the principles of it. Not everybody applies it.
Sure.
And I actually have, I guess I've given plenty, and there's a lot of different ways to give, not just money and time, but we mentioned before encouragement to others.
That's big.
I try and do things like that. But I've seen many other people in my church around me, people like you, who I look at and go, man, service giving is a gift that he's got, in his heart. And I don't know that I've necessarily had that service gift in my life to the degree that I would like to have it, and but I'd still try and do give of myself in other ways. And I guess less obvious ways.
Sure.